This is how to consistently play endgames. Obviously, let's shoot for the win every single time, but I want to walk you through how to get high placements in nearly every game. So here we are in game 1, and this was the freest qualification of my life. So let me show you why. It's a solo victory cup, and to make it to round 2, you needed around 60 points. So I'm feeling good. I'm farmed up, ready to wait for endgame, and I guess the Kool-Aid man just wanted to pay me a visit. Oh yeah! I had to put this guy down, the literal definition of W key, just in my box. And by the way, if you're watching this the day this gets posted, I'm actually streaming around 4 hours after posting this video. So if it's still in that time frame, come join the stream. I'd love to hit my max concurrent viewers today, so if you've any questions, please stop by and I'll try to answer those. And I forgot to mention, a top 5 will give you 19 points, top 4 is 20, etc. So we're shooting for around 3 solid endgames out of the 7 matches we're given. And it's still an early zone, but I have fizz, so I pop a little for a safer rotation. Since you leap so high off the ground, you need to be checking all your angles too. Lucky for me, the island was in my path of rotation, so I was able to box up around a rift on the ground. This is such a good technique to pay attention to. So many people in solo cash cups are scared of the island, but if you just get up underneath it, you will have free access to a free rotation with these rifts. Because of that, I got a little cocky, and when this guy pushed my box, I missed 2 snipes on him and took heavy damage, so my game was almost over. Of course, we're trying to make a top 5, so somehow I was miraculously able to camp on the side of the island, which I didn't even know you could do this, but for anyone who's trying to be a camper, this is a great place to do it. I felt like such a scumbag up here, but I saw someone sneaking around and was actually able to hit a double snipe on this guy because he didn't know where the bullet was coming from. Now, I absolutely did not need to go get his loot since my mats were fine and I have a almost full Flowberry Fizz to get my shield back up, but my curiosity got the better of me. I was tagging the things on his body and I realized he had chug splashes. So since I wanted to keep my Flowberry Fizz for mainly rotation, I decided to go down and get the chug splashes. And the only reason I did this is because it wasn't a full stacker game. This is still an open, so that's why I did it. Never do this in a full stacked lobby if you have some sort of OP location like that. But in opens, this was definitely worth it. I got an upgrade on my shotgun and got a lot more shield with the splashes. Although there is a great lesson to be learned from this. If you want to play consistently, it's a good idea to save your rotation until endgame. Since the zone is still somewhat large, I was able to keep my Flowberry Fizz and mats. I didn't need to tarp or anything because I went into Storm, was able to eat his banana for a rotation. Then once I got into safe zone, I was able to swim rotate. Now approaching this fight, I have plenty of mats to build fight him since I wasn't spending it tarping, and I had plenty of Flowberry Fizz to make it to actual endgame and get to those moving zones. So of course this guy's below me, and there's someone to my right at the Star Wars outpost trying to take shots at me. When you have a high ground location like this above someone, they're pretty much waiting for you to rotate. So it's up to you to either push down and try and kill them before zone starts moving, or just rotate like they want you to. Since I had good mats, I didn't want to throw my game away on a pointless W key, so I did just rotate. This worked well. I wasn't tagged a single time, and I was able to push into next zone, where I then boxed up and started a tarp to refarm some mats. I was waiting to see if anyone came in from zone and attacked me, and of course they did. Instead of just waiting for this guy to start swinging my wall, I had the edit ready to shoot him, but he was also ready to back up and defend. We're playing footsies trying to get this middle piece and shoot back and forth, but I think this guy realized that I wasn't just some bot playing the game. I was ready to edit on him and get damage, so he kind of backed off. I again hit a little Flowberry Fizz rotate, and I wanted to get on a layer that no one else was on, so I just built off this guy's box. From here, I had mini high ground. I was only 1 layer up, but no one was really above me. So by next zone, I fully committed to this and started taking high ground, and since there were refarmable trees, I was just using wood. I'm not gonna lie, I had the win condition here and kind of throw it away, so this is your advice to give someone to watch your games and coach you. Yes, you can be smart playing the game, but sometimes you just don't realize something. Like, I didn't realize zone was about to pull right back towards me right here, so I fucking sprint off height onto low ground, and then it pulls right back towards my height. Fortunately, it wasn't completely done and dusted. I was able to get right back over with some Flowberry Fizz, but by then someone is also going up trying to take high ground. One of the biggest blunders. But regardless, we were still able to get 3rd place in that game, so pay attention to how I boxed up under an island, kept my Flowberry Fizz, and not so much to the part where I throw away high ground. Well, actually do pay attention to that, but learn from it. So we're in the next game now, and I want to point out a way to rotate if you don't have anything, just the sprint rotate. Many people will run and then full box up halfway through and then continue to run, but what I like to do is just sprint all my stamina away, maybe build like a wall or two, and just make sure no one's looking at me. You want to make sure you're against a hill or against a wall or something, just so you don't have to spend a lot of mats boxing up and you can have most of your angles covered. I do this here when someone looks at me, I wait for my stamina to recharge, and then I make another sprint. Up here I see footsteps on my screen, so that's when I do make the full box. Seeing footsteps on your screen means someone is close enough to do serious damage. But it seemed like he was rotating too, so that's why I only used wood and didn't make a full hard box. Because it did get a little dicey here, I decided to use some fizz to continue my rotate just to get in. And finally, once I'm in next safe zone, that's when I make my hard box. I start to rotate early till next zone, and then I get absolutely sandwich fried from two people, both in front of me and behind me. Not only did they both fry me, but they are both now actively pushing to get that kill on me. It was kind of a blessing and a curse because then they kind of start fighting themselves and I'm able to actually sneak past. I am at the point now where doing the little 1-2 wall against a hill isn't cutting it. I have to make full hard boxes even though I'm not in zone yet. Luckily, I'm actually able to wait out some people and get some serious storm surge damage on the back zone. From here, I rotate into zone with this weird type of structure, but I don't know, I'm underneath it and it works. During those rotations, you will have to invest some mats in some temporary boxes even though you're not in next zone. People will just sneak up onto you and try and get shots on you, so having these hard boxes is super nice. I Flueberry Fizz and I'm moving to next zone. I actually base up next to these trees because I'm thinking I'm going to be able to refarm some of my wood. My plan here was to try and scare some people off by getting some damage on them as they rotated past, but my plan kind of backfired and this guy gets right up on my wall and I didn't even notice. My blunder this game was not making enough boxes to rotate into in case he gets my wall. And he got my wall. Still though, a 12th place isn't that bad, plus with my kills, I only need one more good game to qualify. This next game, I dropped the outskirts of Grim Gates, and me and this guy had a very shambles fight on the exterior, but I was able to clean it up for another free point. From here, I don't need to key or anything, the goal is just to make it to endgame and qualify straight through to finals. I made sure to get my green skulls here, and now I box up in metal. I'm boxing up in metal, of course, because I want a hard box, but I'm also able to farm this metal structure right next to me. Because of this, instead of just having one small metal box, I'm able to expand pretty far without investing a significant amount of hard mats because I'm able to get it right back. Now, because I'm sitting comfy, it's time to go for damage and shots. It is still opens, but this is a relatively packed game for it to be open. There's still over 30 people in this lobby and it's not going to cut down that much. We're also like 15 minutes past when the tournament ended since I queued in with like 5 minutes left. That means this might go to Storm Surge. I wasn't sure yet, so I was just making sure to get some tags in, and you also never know when your tag might be the finishing blow on someone. In this guy gliding by, I'm pretty sure I actually killed. I think he just died to zone or something because I got the kill credit. All right, now we're busting into real endgame. So if I'm gonna have these heart palpitations from all this stress, please drop a like and invest in the channel. Okay, but here we go. So I Flowberry Fizz and I'm rotating into next zone. And like I said earlier, I had the 3 green skulls, and if there's any time to use it, don't hold back. Just go 3 into the air and I go so far. I feel like one of the big issues I have in Fortnite is saving the skulls till the perfect opportunity, and then I just die without ever using them. So this instance, I wanted to make sure to actually use them and be successful with it. And this time I got so far, I was able to get a fry on someone, and it was so worth it. Once I'm in zone, I make a hard box right next to this tree, and I do like building next to trees just so I can refarm and get a little wood. Even though I am at max wood, I'm just able to make another small light box. And while we're here, a little box commentary, please use code reidtheninja or just another small creator's code to help us out if you're gonna get something in the item shop. A lot of Star Wars stuff and new battle pass coming soon, so hey, just letting you know. I'm still going for peaks to make sure I have enough storm surge damage if it does come down to that. But then I get moving. I should have ramped up and then jumped off the top so I had a little more height, but I just jumped straight out and get fried. From here, I lose all my shield and I'm just trying to heal up and box again. I'm able to get to a good point and pop a big pop, but then zone keeps pushing me in. Height has a little brawl going on, so I'm able to rotate past, get a little damage, and then box up again. From here, notice how I'm keeping height. I'm obviously not at the top of the top, but I'm not dropping down to low ground. I'm keeping a strong layer and then tarping into next zone, keeping dominance on this middle layer. Of course, when you full tarp, you run out of mats quickly. So I try to not do this for too long. Although remember last game when I had height and I didn't wait to see if zone pulled back and I just jumped straight down? This time I actually learned from that. I waited to see if zone was gonna pull back and I could stay in my tarp, but unfortunately it pulled far and I was not able to. That meant I had to give up my tarp and maybe go to low ground. Although I would gladly do the same thing again. Go through a couple hundred metal just to guarantee a couple more placement points. From here I do end up jumping down, but I am staying very aware. And because I was aware when someone landed right into my box, I was able to get a clean refresh on him. Another important thing I do here is go up one layer. When I killed that guy, there was wooden walls around me and they were already pretty weak, as well as someone was spraying from above. This is a very vulnerable situation to be on if you're on a layer with other people. Therefore, I went up and claimed my own layer. This works even better because I wasn't second height, so height had someone else to spray at. but that then gave me the opportunity to spray hideout, which I successfully do, and he has some grudge against me, jumps right into my box, and I get a big damage on him and am able to escape. Old me probably would have suicided on this guy just to get the kill, but I played it smart and just popped my heals in storm, making sure to get a couple more placement points. From here, I actually had height, and I was trying to stay inconspicuous and then double layer everything for protection, but I think I missed one stair, and that is what got me shot out. But I actually skull teleport further into zone because I know I have a flopper to play. I'm keeping my eyes peeled, and I see this medkit so I can play zone even further. This locks up the second place for me, and somehow this guy's actually able to look back and see me, which is very lucky, but that did end up killing me to zone. But I did end up with 67 points, which was well above qual, so the moral of the story is follow what I did today and use code reidtheninja. No, but in all seriousness, summer is coming up, and I know a lot of you guys want to go pro, and this is your opportunity to do it. With school out, a lot of people don't have anything going on, so it is time to grind these tournaments. If you want to know how to structure your summer to actually go pro, click this video right here, and I talk about how to schedule everything to make sure that happens. And remember, after this video, I'm going live at 12 p.m. PST on YouTube, so come join the live stream and ask any questions you might have. Thank you for watching, drop a like and invest in the channel, and on that note, I'm signing off.